Hello guys, I hope you're having a good day today. So today's video is about the tips for studying current affairs magazines. As you can see on the screen, I have listed out some 5 tips that are essential while studying any current affairs magazine you pick, which may be of Vision, which may be of Insights, or any local magazine such as Namak APSC or any other institute magazine. These 5 tips are the must when you need to follow while studying these magazines. So let's dive ahead. The first tip that I have provided here is don't mix the topics. I'll give you an example of what I'm saying here. So I have taken Vision IAS magazine here, as you can see, August 2024 edition. So what I'm talking about in the first tip is that don't mix up your topics. As you can see in Vision, the sections will be divided, right? Like polity, international relations, security, culture, environment. So whenever you pick a magazine, you don't have to start with the first topic itself, but you can start with any topic, but stick to that topic. For example, you're choosing security, right? If you're choosing security, make sure you finish up everything in security. Don't study like one topic in security and go back to like international relations, one topic, then go back to like news and shorts, then go back to lateral entry in civil services. Don't do that. Just stick to one section, finish it, and then move on. Because it's very important to be in the same state of mind while reading all the subtopics. Because security, a lot of things when you're reading about security will be interconnected between the different subtopics. So it's necessary that you stick to one section. And the next tip would be, the second tip is concentrate on factual information. So whenever you're studying a magazine, let's pick a topic. For example, now I'll pick Uniform Civil Code, right? So let's see what's here. So whenever you're reading the magazine, you should be sure that you're sticking to factual points more, because more of the magazines today are saturated. So they'll give you a lot of information dump. You don't want to like study all the unnecessary information in this information dump. So you need to pick what to study and what to leave. So in this topic, for example, you can see that in Uniform Civil Code, they have highlighted some points in bold, right? For example, unitary system of personal laws applicable to all. This is the definition, and they have codified certain things. Uttarakhand adopted UCC in 2024. So all of these that are highlighted here in bold are important. So they have themselves given you the point that is important, right? And while reading also, after reading once, make sure that you highlighted whatever you feel is important, so that you don't have to read the whole thing again and again and again. So, and also like pay attention to factual information such as Supreme Court judgments, what happened, in which year it happened. For example, here Uttarakhand adopted UCC when? In 2024. So these are all factual information that is very important. This is what I'm saying, that you need to concentrate on what is important and what is not important. You have to leave that out. Moving on, the third tip from my side is make it simpler in your own words. So what do I mean by make it simpler in your own words? Is that, see, when you read about UCC here, you know that it's very long, right? It's very lengthy. All of this information, you may not even need it in the exam. So after reading it once or twice, like make a note, or not even make a note, just put it in your simple words somewhere, so that you don't have to go through it again and again and again in like difficult words. Most of the current affairs magazines will be difficult to comprehend, because they'll use some complicated words, which you can see, which are not necessary. In UPSC or any competitive exam, you need to use simpler words. So there's no need to like put all of these greatest words into your answers. So read it once, go through the paragraph once, and put it in smaller words, in your own way, in simpler words. Moving on, the next tip would be revise after every section. This is my personal tip. So whenever after you have gone through a section, for example, let's assume I have gone through polity and governance, right? After going through this section, I need to revise at least twice. So it'll stay in my mind. What happens in magazines is that after one section, you are moving on to another section that is like equally demanding. So after polity, you're moving on to IR, and after IR, maybe you're moving on to science and tech. So it's a completely different, arena. So you need to be like very sure while moving on. You need to revise twice. Revision is always the key. And the last tip from my side is don't make additional notes unless it's absolutely necessary. Why? I'll tell you that. Because as you can see, this is just August current affairs magazine, and already it's 136 pages, right? And you need to study the whole year's current affairs. It's not practically possible to remember all the information. This is already a simplified notes given by institutes. So you don't have to make another note from this. Instead, you can use the space given on the sides to note additional information, or if you need any important point that you want to know, you can make a note here and here on if you're reading it offline. So you can make use of that. I personally don't recommend you to make a different set of new notes for this, because there will be a lot of bulk of information. You'll have to read this, you'll have to read that, and you'll have to read normal newspaper notes as well. So it will be too much work. So I would suggest just highlight the points here and make note whatever notes you want, like smallest points in the same magazine itself, so that you don't have to go through multiple notes. So these are my tips for starters. So I hope it helps. Kindly like and subscribe my channel for similar content. And also recently I have posted NCERT geography videos as well. I'll be continuing that series. You can find it in my playlist. So please like and subscribe. Thank you.